my jaw is on the floor. And it takes a lot to do that. So I don't know where to start. Keir Starmer has put a video out on X. It's an interview with the Mirror by the looks of things. I'm actually speechless. He talks about the cost of living, and he says every second that they're not talking about how they can make that better is a wasted second in Labour. I'm like, wow, you got a lot of wasted seconds, mate, on your hands. I mean, I don't know actually if I can play this so that you can hear it at the same time. Let's see if this works. It probably won't know my technological luck. But he's basically saying this Labour government is determined to reduce the cost of living. And then he goes on to his verbal diarrhea about what he thinks they're doing and how it's going to help. Here you go. Can you hear this?
The cost of living is the number one issue. Whether they feel better off, whether they can make ends meet. And that really matters to me. It matters to this government. When I was growing up, we didn't have enough money. And sometimes we couldn't pay the bills. I know what it feels like to be sitting around your kitchen table worrying about that. And I'm determined that we will bear down and deal with.
Hang on, I gotta stop him there. When he was growing up, they sometimes didn't have enough money to pay the bills. Sometimes. Now, I can't say that he's talking shit because I wasn't there. But the way he's worded that, we sometimes couldn't pay the bills. And that's all of us, Keir. That's all of us. We all sometimes can't pay the bills. I mean, in 2025, we all most of the time can't pay the bills. But that's all of us. Please don't try and make yourself relatable by trying to reach out to sometimes you couldn't pay the bills. That's all of us, you absolute numpty. And when he says, so I know how that feels, well, hang on, do you? Were you paying the bills? So what table were you sitting around? Because I can tell you right now, when I'm sitting around the table with my kids, they don't know what it's like to not pay the bills because they're not paying them. They know what it's like when I say we can't have this month because or we can't have that this month, I'm a bit stressed, or not this month, darling, I'm really sorry, that's going to have to wait. Or can we see if we can get a cheaper version? Or can you turn the shower off? It's been on for 7 minutes. I can't afford it. That kind of stuff. That's knowing sort of what it's like. But do my children have the pressure on their shoulders of not being able to pay the bills? No, that's my worry. That's the adult worry. Do I share with them that things are tight? Yes. So, Keir, I take exception. Let's go back to however what you've got to say. So I've paused you. Wouldn't it be nice if we could do that in real life? Let's crack on with Keir.
The cost of living. That is why we've introduced free school meals.
No, you haven't introduced free school meals. No, you haven't.
To the extent that we have free breakfast clubs.
No, you haven't introduced free breakfast clubs. No, you haven't.
For really important for children, most important meal of the day in many respects.
Really important for children, most important meal of the day in many respects. Okay, let's talk about your breakfast clubs. They're not free. They're not free. They're taxpayer-funded breakfast clubs. And if it's the most important meal of the day, could you stop serving up packeted crap? Could you stop serving up anything that comes in a packet and the sugary cereals that you're serving up, and on your own comms, the pictures, the photos, the videos of the white toast with margarine, and it's not white toast, it looks anemic, with margarine and jam and Nutella. I really like it because we get Nutella at our school, says one little person. I really like it because it's my second breakfast. I had one at home, but I told my mum I wanted to go to the school breakfast club because it's free, so I've got 2 breakfasts. Now, I'm not taking the pee out of the children, I'm taking the pee out of the government, because that's what's happened. We have not introduced free breakfast clubs, and let's remind ourselves that there were breakfast clubs that were actually free in place before. They were Magic breakfast clubs, Kellogg's breakfast clubs, Greg's breakfast clubs. They were charity breakfast clubs, which, by the way, here's something that you might not know, but I know. The government have had to go cap in hand back to Kellogg's, Greg's and all of these other charities and say, please, can you help us? Because we can't afford it. Because that's right, they can't afford it. They can't afford to roll this out. But he's claiming that's why we've introduced free breakfast, because it's the most important meal of the day. But we're putting a tax on sugar and milkshakes, but we're going to feed your kids it, because we're the Labour government and we can. I'll carry on.
Free childcare from 9 months to 4 years.
Free childcare from 9 months to 4 years? Could someone drop me a note and let me know if you're getting that free childcare from 9 months to 4 years. Let me know, and let me know if it's in the educational establishment that you wanted, if it's the hours that you want and need, and if you're satisfied with the service that you've got. Because I am telling you right now, it is not free. It is government funded in government state setups where parents have to go even though it's not convenient. They like the private nursery they were going to, but you've whacked VAT on that, so that's put that out of existence. So now they're having to go to your state-run nurseries. It's not free, Keir. Nothing in life is free. Perhaps if this little ditty had been rammed home to Rachel Reeves, we wouldn't be in the economic mess that we are. If the Labour Party didn't think that things actually were free, then this wouldn't be happening. I mean, I feel like I've got quite a few home truths to tell you. I don't want to say any more in case little ears are listening, but there's a lot of life lessons you need to learn. Shall we carry on?
Really important for children, but also for parents and carers, and saves families money.
How does it save families money? How does it save families money? Go on. You're going to turn around and say, oh, well, we're subsidising it. So actually what we're putting back in people's pockets, like the Asda advert, is we're putting an extra £450 a month back in their pocket. Well, no, you're not, Keir. What you're doing is taking that and more out of pockets in inflated taxes and cost of living and everything else that's going on. You are not saving anyone money. You are costing people more money, because the bit that we need to keep getting back to is it's not free. It's taxpayer funded, and taxpayers fund the government. The government chooses how to spend it, and you think it's free because you haven't had to earn it. We've had to earn it. We've gone out to work and done the actual earning. You lot haven't. How's your subsidised Westminster bar, by the way? Because we're talking about breaking lots of tax loops, and we talk about them in a very disparaging, nasty way. I mean, we talk about breaking tax loops and tax subsidies on independent education, despite the fact that it wasn't there in the first place. Shall we end the tax loops and the tax subsidies on the Westminster bar? Shall we? Let's see. Back to you, Keir. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I am talking over you. I shouldn't.
It's why we moved early on the minimum wage to make sure that it went up. I'm acutely aware that it is the number one issue. I'm determined to bear down on it. And as I've said many times, and I will say it again through you and to you, every minute this government is not talking about and acting on the cost of living and making people feel better off is a wasted minute as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you have wasted. I mean, I don't know how many minutes you have served in office, but you have wasted all of them. You can talk about it till you're blue in the face. We don't want to make people feel better off, Keir. That's no good. We want them to be better off. And again, you have shown even more disconnect with the British public than I thought was possible. I feel like I might need to do some meditating just to chill out about that one. Oh, look, that shows its age, doesn't it? Sorry, it is 8 years old. I'm still speechless. And he believes this shit. He actually thinks they've done this. I mean, I wonder if he's actually met any real people. And I don't mean the ones that they use in their adverts, like those actory real people. I mean actual real people. I wonder whether he's sort of like seen the income or the incomings and outgoings of a normal family. It strikes me as though he hasn't. It strikes me as though he's got absolutely no idea what he's talking about. Anyway, there you go. For those that have said about the lights, Christmas lights up already, no, they're always up. They're up around my blackboard all the time, but I took them down to clean them. Oh, that was the thing. A year of kitchen dirt, dust, grime. I mean, I'm luckily not a proud woman. It was disgusting. And then I put them in the bowl over there to put back around the blackboard, and then I thought I'd never see them around the blackboard, so I've got to find somewhere else for them to go. So they are not Christmas lights, they are my yearly coloured lights. The kids, when they're doing the Christmas tree, like everything to be sort of colour coordinated, and they're all into the white sparkly lights and the warm white. I like coloured lights, and I also like tinsel, and I very much like paper chains, and I love the multicoloured baubles. I mean, I'm effectively stuck in the 70s with my Christmas decorations. What was that stuff? Lametta that you threw at the tree. And my mum always used to get a bit cross about it because my sister would go absolutely bonkers with it, and then the cat would chew it and be sick everywhere. The silver and the gold and the green and the just magical. It's the Quality Street colours of Christmas, and they're my favourite. But apparently I have no taste, and I am very out of vogue and out of fashion, and it has to all be warm white and silver and beige. So anyway, that's why my lights are there. It's been lovely.